Hello guys, welcome back. As promised, his next video with answers to your questions. Today with me is Michal Molenda.
Hello.
This is that guy. You see him for the first time, but usually this person who answer all your questions on Kickstarter, Facebook, etc. Michael is our manager. He is also my right hand and also half of my brain, this bigger half. So today we get some questions and we will answer all of them. But first, I promised that someone who asked the questions will get the special gift for us. This is the gift, the bag with gifts. So we have here, mug with by Fine Swords. We have one of our goals. Here's this second of our goals.
The starter edition.
Yeah, this is art book for Anno Domini. There's also rule book by Fire and Sword.
This is the Polish version, but you will get the English
you
one.
will
No
get
worries.
English, and also this is
Dice tray.
dice tray. Here
And speaking about dice, we
have
have also
some
special
special dice with our goals. So at the end of this video, we will choose someone who will get this bag. So let's start answering questions. The first question, Steven Lauter. If I misspell someone's name or surname or nick, I apologize for that. Steven sent us congrats, thank you very much, and he would like to know how the second edition two-player starter will looks like. So what can we say?
It's good question, but nothing is set in stone. In fact, the only thing set in stone is it will be the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth versus Ottomans.
This is for sure.
This is for sure, but we have two
Options.
Options. Yes. At the very beginning, we wanted to create a starter set with a lot of units, but recently we have received the huge
increase of price of materials of metal. So now we have a problem because we have to choose to make big two-player starters with a lot of units, with a lot of additional elements, maybe the terrain set, rule books, etc., etc.
But will be expensive.
Yes. On the other side, we can do something cheaper with less, with only few units to each side, and all the minimal amount of additional elements, just to make it.
We need to calculate it once again and also the contact with our retailers and ask them about their opinion.
So
we need to sell those starter set and the stores are very important part of our business. So we need to know what they expect.
Exactly. So it was a very easy question, but the answer is not so easy as you can see. So next, Jacob Bobrik would like to know two things. The first, the roadmap for By Fire and Sword for next 12 months. Again, it's a very simple question, but the answer is not easy at all. So, as you know, the current situation on the world due to COVID, due to crisis and other aspects, things are changing. Things are changing very quickly, especially the prices are changing. And it affects also even small businesses as ours. So right now, it's very hard to predict what will happen in the next 12 months. So we would like to focus on the things which are in our grasp. So first of all, for By Fire and Sword, we would like to start the Kickstarter. We'll start it as soon as possible. Why not now? Because this is something related to our general politics. Usually we never start next Kickstarter before we fulfill the previous one. So we haven't fulfilled the Anno Sword of Light and Darkness Kickstarter yet. So we don't want to start another one. However, this time maybe we will make a small exception when we get the information from Chinese where we do the plastic miniatures that they are ready to ship everything to us. Then when we'll be sure that we get it and we will be able to announce to our Anno Domini backers that okay guys, we will get plastic miniature from China in next month, then we can pack everything and we'll start sending you our game. Then we can consider starting another Kickstarter.
So long story short, we want to prove that you will receive your Anno Domini pledges very soon, and then we can start Kickstarter for By Fire and Sword, just to not give some kind of bad taste we know that many companies
are doing things like that, but we don't want to do it.
And we are too small company to work on few fronts at this moment. There was some one guy during the second war who started it didn't finish very good for him.
Okay, so again, the roadmap. First, By Fire Sword second edition Kickstarter, then we will announce another steps. So I cannot tell you more at this moment.
What we may say that we will have kind of dual release policy. So for sure we'll have Kickstarters for
second edition,
big expansion like English Civil War, and in the meantime, we'll have the, let's say, regular releases with smaller books, which will be not connected with huge range of miniatures or
so
something
Kickstarter
like that.
Will not be necessary. Okay, the second question from Jacob is he would like to know if in our next rulebook we'll see more pictures of Reactors. Because of course we will have drawings, arts from Mr. Szyszko or Mr. Telenik, but also we will have more photos. This is for sure. Rafał Szwelicki, main author of the game, and me, we are both Reactors. Michael is not an actor yet.
They are trying to convince me, but I resist.
So we will try to add some more Reactors, pictures of Reactors. I will ask guys from our group, Rebel Regiment, who gladly agree to let us use their pictures and their faces to our book. So I really hope that you enjoy the pictures of our group and in historical outfits. Okay, next question is from Vincent. Have you and will you consider publishing a reference book illustrating many of the uniform used during the various combatants, equality, single soul, etc., etc. Long story short, Vincent asked about something we always wanted to deliver. I mean, the source book with the pictures of the soldiers, their outfits, their weapons, and also maybe with description how to paint them. Why we haven't done it yet? Because in that situation we have two options. The option number one is making something quick and cheap. I mean, put some
kind of art book
so
for By Fire and Sword.
We
have plenty of illustrations.
So we may take we can do a small book with some illustrations. We have plenty of them, and that's all. But we are thinking about something different. We would like to put the illustrations and the pictures of the miniatures, and also some additional background and description. And to prepare something like that, we need to it will cost us a lot of work, and we need someone who will be able to prepare this historical background for this book, which is not easy.
And this is, of course, this is something very nice, and it's something we would like to do, but it's kind of side project. Yes, it's not our core business.
Yeah.
The first we need to deliver your rules, the miniatures, and then we can think about something complement product.
So Vincent, I have to tell you that this is something I always wanted to do. So if we will be able or will be ready to do that, I promise you that we will do that. We will do something like that. Okay, next question. Clay Doherty, he's player of By Fan Sword and Anno Domini, and he is asking about adding 3D terrain to entire game, because we have a 3D terrain expansion. It will be published during.
We should show the sample. Maybe next movie.
Okay. So he would like to know if we can add the 3D element for entire game. I mean, I understand houses, etc.
Walls.
I don't think it's possible, because our boards are not adjusted and prepared for
3D terrains.
Yes, for free. Yeah.
If we add the walls to the board, it will be very hard to move the miniatures between the buildings. In practice, the square the board is divided should be about 50% bigger to make it happen, because it will be the nightmare to move the miniatures between those very narrow corridors at something. It will just not work.
Yeah, but maybe it is something we can consider in the future, for sure.
But definitely we'll need the different maps to use the
with bigger squares.
Yeah.
So JB, he would like to. He have a few questions. The first is, do you plan to release a rule set to Anno Domini 1666 that support a non-grid version of the game? I mean, the rule set for skirmish of in Anno Domini. Here, the answer is no. Why? Because, honestly speaking, it's not a very big problem to convert our board game to skirmish game. It's honestly, I think that it will be enough to switch the spaces from the map for inches, and that's all. But so everyone who like to play the game without the board is able to do this. But if we do the rules for such a conversion, we think that we will expect that we will develop the skirmish as a separate game.
Like so by adding cavalry, by adding artillery, a lot of special rules for buildings,
and also buildings. Guys, we are not ready to do that.
I think we would need to clone Rafa, author of the game,
and also Michael, and also guys in our
house. Also Konrad to pay for that.
Maybe me. So this is a good idea. This is something we thought about, but I don't think it will ever happen in near future. So here the answer is no. The next question. Will any of the hard forms you have planned to make for Anno Domini 1666 plus expansion will be supporting the 2 promo models you released in this January?
I don't think the answer is no. No at this moment, but for sure we'll have the separate form for those promo models, and more promo models we'll release this year. Yeah. And there will be new promo miniatures.
Yeah, because I think that you like it, because we sell a lot of them. It is encouraging us to make more of them. So
we will think about some kind of organized play using such a promo miniatures to support it, but it's something which will happen in the second half of the year.
Yeah. Next question. When do you plan for voting between Louis XIV and Charles II to happen, and when it will eventually end? I'm curious to know more about the future content of this game. Will everyone who bought this Anno Domini 6066 expansion will be able to vote, or only those few that supported Kickstarter? Okay, so when you get your pledges from the Kickstarter, not only original Kickstarter backers, but also those guys who support us in Pledge Manager. The Pledge Manager is still open, so if you would like to support us, you still can.
Yeah.
And then you get the special voting code. We will try to organize that like kind of website or something.
Yeah.
And then you will put your codes and your votes. I think we'll give you like 3 months after we send all the packages to be sure that everyone who was our backer
received it and
it had a chance
the time to think about it. It's a very important decision.
Yeah, it's very important decision because we will relay on your decision with the future of the game. So we have to wait for it. So when everyone will vote, we will check the outcome, and then we'll decide what will happen.
We are ready for both scenarios. So no matter who will be the new emperor, we will just follow your decision and create the expansion you expect.
Exactly. So next question: could you perhaps tease or elaborate a bit on the planet solo mode for 1666? Will be the backwards compatible with some of the standards from the original game? I think we should be able to prepare an entire video about the solo mode. Right now I can tell you only that not every scenario can be adjusted or transferred to solo mode, because some of them are too complicated. So we will choose some of the scenarios which will be available in solo mode. So not everything. Some will be some of the scenarios will be from the original game. Some will create only for the solo mode. Yeah. I think that's the answer. Okay, next question. Peter Clark is interested to know what plans you have for 1666, an English faction that includes some of the members of the Royal Society might be interesting challenge. It's up to you. Yeah. Well, whatever you decide, we will follow. So if you decide that Charles II should be an emperor, so we moved as promised. We moved the action of the game to London. If Louis XIV win, then we will move the action to Paris. So it's too early to answer that question because everything is in your hands. Now it's very difficult, Nick. Alpagrevania is asking, have you ever thought of certain by fire sword up with different possibilities, etc.? This is a long question.
But maybe we will connect it with the next one, as it's very, very similar one.
Yeah. So also Long War vet is asking about this army creator for 2nd edition. So
Army Creator, yes.
Application for mobile, no. Why? Because plenty of players, I think all players are very happy how the Army Creator is working. We are also very happy how it's working. So for sure, we would like to prepare the Army Creator for 2nd edition. This is for sure. But
and also the new website.
Yeah, and also the new website, exactly. But I will be honest with you. I have no idea how to prepare an app for mobile phones with the rules or with the Army Creator inside the mobile.
I think it's something we just don't have enough resources to do it. There should be a person who contact with the Google store
or something,
or Apple Store.
Honestly, we have no idea how to do
updates.
that.
No, it's something.
Yeah, so
not
I think
gonna
that
happen.
we are able to deliver the Army Creator for second edition. Which will be similar to one for the first edition. And I think it is a really reliable tool.
Yes, it's a tool which will be developed and Army Creator combined with the new website will give you everything you may expect from the an app for the mobile device, but it will be just the website.
Website, yeah, exactly. Okay, next. One more quiz, this time by Fire and Sword. It's Peter Clark again. Could we have some armored Kalmuks lancers to fight off the Tatar horde, please? Yes. Yes, the answer is yes. Of course, we would like to develop our line of miniatures. So whenever we add the expansion which depicts the new conflict, then the new units, the new miniatures will show up, and also Kalmuks, not only lancers but also the light cavalry, etc., will show up. This is something we would like to do.
Fun fact is we have Kalmuk army prepared for the first edition, but as we decided to do the second one, we didn't. We just didn't publish it.
Yeah, exactly. So Peter, you will get them for sure. Okay, next question. Fritz 2, will you be adding 50mm fantasy figures for Eastern European mythology? And Vlad, of course. No, guys. By Sword is a historical war game, and we got plenty of questions like this one during the first edition as well, but we never decided to do this. Also, once as a joke, we added the Cossacks witch. And she has special rules and special spells. Those spells do nothing. It was only a joke. So we will not do that. We would like to keep the game as a historical one. However, we have plans or ideas to prepare and to make a new game, completely new game, not by Fire Sword or by Fire Sword expansion, but completely brand new game. In fantasy setting. So, but it is too early to tell you more about that.
It will use the core mechanics of the second edition of By Fire and Sword, as this mechanic could be adjusted to almost every period up from the Napoleonic Wars, maybe even the American Civil War.
Yeah, exactly.
So with just a small
changes. Fantasy, yes, but not in the but in the future, but not in by Fire and Sword. James would like to ask about. My question is: do you have preferences for who is elected as the new Holy Roman Emperor in Anno Domini 6066 and why?
We have. I have different and
different. So we an entire team have different opinion about that and different ideas, because both directions, let's say, gives us a lot of opportunities, that opens a lot of new doors. I don't want to tell you what we
just
what
want
I prefer,
to have an impact on your decision, because if we tell you
we prefer, let's say, Paris or London, then maybe you will start to think that we are better prepared for London or for Paris, and then you vote for it. No. We are open. Everything is in your head, as I said before. Okay, next question. Alex have a couple of questions, long ones.
Very long.
So if you would like to read them, entire questions, please take a look at the
original movie.
In original movie. So Alex is asking about the about the board game set in 17th century, kind of Twilight Imperium style game set in 17th century in gorgeous big European map. Okay, guys, this is something I always wanted to do, really. And honestly speaking, we tried once or twice to start to do that, but recently someone asked Wargamer to cooperate with making a game like this, but this is too early to tell you or show you anything. It is
it's something we can't develop on our own, as we would like to play board games, but we are not experts on board games. So
we are doing more games.
If we have an author who will visit us and said, guys, I have the game you can publish. You have dozens of illustration from the 17th century. You have nice miniatures.
Let's combine forces and let's do this together.
We'll do it straight away.
Yeah, but right now there's some ideas, some talks, etc., but nothing real.
No, definitely not this year.
Not this year. Yeah. The next one is Alex is asking about Thunderstone Advance, and he asking about the game in this mechanics. Alex, we have no idea what is Thunderstone Advance, so
we have idea what it is, but we never.
I have no idea. You have idea.
I never played it, so we can't tell
you anything about
answer,
that. Yeah. So next question is about the weird version of By Fire and Sword with zombies, etc., etc. Okay, we already answered this question. We don't want to do that. So if we ever decide to make the fantasy game, it will not be By Fire and Sword, it will be something completely different. Okay, the next question is from Apon. This is also a very long question. Please read it under the original theme, but long story short is that Apon would like to know how we draw a line between the recreation of the history and the playability. He, as an example, he put task force, which have completely different approach to the game than the original rules, original army list from first book.
Maybe not completely different, but more simplified and maybe more abstract.
Yeah. So maybe that you have right. This is a task force. From task force we learn something. Also, we decided that the philosophy of creating war games is changing, is evaluating during last year. So just because we decided to make the second edition much more abstract, we are focusing on delivering you taste and you
need to feel the
feel of the army, not historical reenaction of the army structures, etc. So when you get your miniatures and when you get your rules, you will feel that you are playing the Sipahi, and they are completely different than Swedish Raiders or Polish Hussars. This is completely different. So you'll get this feeling. But it will not be.
It was a challenge because the Western type armies for the first look are very similar to themselves. But of course, there is some kind of difference. Like Imperial Army has Croats, like Danish Army has Snaphanars, but. I think they will differ much more in the second edition than they differ in the first one.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was the philosophy of the rules, the creation of the rules. Let's talk about the pike and shot rules. In the first edition,
it was
kind of 3 pages with the pike and shot rules, and in the original forms it was kind of 6 pages, so we made them shorter, but now it's like half page, maybe even less.
Yeah, yes,
but you still feel it's pike and shot, and the different formation, like pikes in the front of formation or making the square, the units behaves in a very different way. So
but you you I assure you and I promise you that when you get the rules and you get when you put the miniatures on the table, you will feel that those are units we described in the book. So Sipahi are Sipahi, Hussars are Wing Hussars are Wing Hussars. So we'll feel that. So the we don't want to by fine sort to be reenaction of the historical army list or army battles, etc. We just would like to deliver you feeling and
fun.
Yeah, and fun. Yeah, the rule of cool.
That's the most important rule.
The rule of cool. Okay, guys. So this is all the questions we got. Thank you very much. If you would like to be up to date with all the things about our games, please subscribe to our channel. So I hope that shortly we will have 2,000 or maybe more. So at the end, as promised, we will choose person who will get the
bag of goodies.
The goodies. Yeah. So here we have my hat from my reenactment. Inside we have the names of all the people who asked the questions. Now I will draw one. Maybe this one. Long war vet. The bag is yours. So please send me email on contact@wargamer.pl with your name, with your address, and just tell me, okay, Konrad, I'm a long war vet. Please send me your bag so we've got this, and we'll send you this as soon as possible. I will repeat my email address in the film description, so you may check it to avoid the misspell or something. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Shortly will be new videos, new episodes. Those will be we'll start something like By Fire Sword Academy, where we do plenty of videos describing many different aspects of the game. So see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.